Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Fabiana Bacchini. I'm the Executive Director of the Canadian Premature Babies Foundation. And since the beginning of the pandemic, I've been hosting Facebook Live, which really became our online education sessions for families who had premature babies or families who are still in the hospitals. And you've been having a lot of healthcare professionals as well joining us here. I was doing Facebook Live twice a week, and now in the summer we are doing every Friday 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can send your the topics that you're interested in and questions that you have that we can address here every Friday. And today we are going to talk to Pam Kai. Actually, she's going to guide us through some gentle yoga and mindfulness exercises. We feel that this time of the year there is a lot of anxiety and parents are feeling a little bit uncomfortable whether they should send the kids to school or not. There's a lot of question marks out there, and whatever decision we make is not going to be an easy one for our little ones who had to spend time in the ICU. So I think Pam can really guide us to relax our minds a little bit, take our minds off all these worries and really focus on ourselves. And as cliche as it sounds, we always have to put the oxygen mask on us first before we can take care of our kids and our families. So for those who don't know Pam, she has been here with us before. And Pam, she says the community and connection to the mind and body are two of her passions and what led her to study yoga. Pam is a mother of 2 children, Amaya and Sawyer, and is starting teaching yoga, including pre- and postnatal yoga in 2009, prior to becoming a mom. In 2014, Pam's focus shifted when her second child, Sawyer, was born prematurely with many medical complexities. Since then, Pam has spent her time being a mom, caregiver, peer mentor, and family advisor volunteer at the Alberta Children's Hospital, and also family ambassador of the Canadian Premature Babies Foundation. This past year, Pam returned to teaching prenatal and gentle yoga classes in Calgary, and she has very generously giving her time to teach us here on Facebook. So Pam, thank you. I'm so grateful to have you back. And every time I watch the video that you did with us a few months ago, is really the moment for me to ground myself, to remember to breathe, to continue the activities of every day, because it has certainly been a very challenging time for many of us, working from home, having the kids, doing homeschool, and then summer break, and then we had to continue work, and there is a lot of now anxiety building whether you should send the kids or not to school. So take us on this 30-minute journey so we can relax and focus on ourselves again.
Yes, thank you, Fabiana. And welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me for this short little yoga and meditation session. Just a few things before we get going. As said in the description, if you have a mat for yoga, great. If not, you can just use a piece of floor. I'm sitting on a blanket right now, so if you have a pillow or a blanket or anything near you, you can always just grab that to sit on. And you're also welcome to sit right on your mat, or if you have a chair nearby and you know that's better for yourself, you can move there. Another option would be to lay flat on your back if you have any knee issues or it's uncomfortable to sit. So during the next 30 minutes, I think the key here, because I can't physically see you and maybe make adjustments like I typically would on a one-to-one or like in-person class, really just take the time to listen to your body. So you know your body best. If you do have past injuries, if something doesn't feel right in the postures, don't push yourself. So really take care of yourself. And I think just as Fabiana said, it's about putting our oxygen masks on first. So really tap into what you know about yourself and really trust yourself during this time. So you can find a comfortable position to be in. Again, just like I said, seated or lying down, sitting on a chair. And when you get there, if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. If it's safe to do so, if you prefer to keep your eyes open, that's okay too. And then wherever you are, however you're situated, if your eyes are open, just find maybe a point in the room to settle your gaze onto. And then just notice your body, your physical body starting to settle. You can rest your hands on your legs, or maybe just rest the hands in your lap with the palms open. Just something that feels comfortable and natural for you. Whether you're seated or lying down, whatever parts of your body are touching your mat, or a little bit deeper than that, touching the earth, just notice. Just notice how that connection feels. And then with your next breath, draw in a nice big inhale breath. And as you exhale, just open your mouth and let the breath out with a sigh. And then one more time, nice big inhale breath. And this time as you exhale, just see if you can let your physical body go a little bit further. You can let your face soften. Maybe see if you can soften the space between your eyebrows. Let your eyes, the top eyelid meet the bottom. And just pause here for a moment. You'll begin to work with the breath a little bit before we start to move. If you can, just stay where you are. If you need to adjust, please do so. And just start to notice where your breath is in your body today. Where do you feel it? Do you feel it? You feel it in your chest or your shoulders. You feel it in your belly. And the beautiful thing is that whatever the answer is perfect for you. There's no right or wrong here. It's becoming aware. And can you feel the warmth and the cold of the breath moving in and out of your nostrils or your mouth? And wherever you've noticed your breath now, see if you can start to settle your breath into your belly. And as you inhale, you'll start to feel your belly expand. And as you exhale, you'll start to feel the belly fall and the navel draw in towards the spine. And if you're a visual person, you might imagine a balloon in your belly. And as you inhale, the balloon gets bigger and expands. And as you exhale, the balloon deflates as the belly falls. Again, inhale, we expand. And then exhale, contract. Inhale, breath, grow big. And exhale, breath, release. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. Just take your hands, place your right hand right over top your navel, place your left hand on top of your right. And again, just breathe here into the belly. If you've ever watched a baby or a young child breathe, they always breathe nice and deep into their belly. Very calming and relaxing for our nervous system. And if it feels a little bit different to be expanding as you inhale and contracting as you exhale, just try to not overthink it too much and just really be with the breath. You can take your left hand and place it over top your heart center, keeping your right hand on your navel. Just take a moment here just to thank yourself for taking this time today to be here. You need to even just take a moment or two to connect with your body and with your breath. And then also I find it helpful to give myself permission as well. Permission to step away from my day, from my lists. And give myself permission to really be here, to take care of myself, just as I have taken care of others. You can let your breath settle back now. And as we start to flow through the postures, I'll cue a little bit with the breath. Just as much as you can, try to stay with your breath. And if you find your mind slipping away to other things, that's okay. You can release your hands away. If your eyes are closed, you can gently blink them open. And we'll come on to all fours. I'll try to demonstrate as best I can so you guys can see my whole body. So coming on to all fours, you can make it into a tabletop position. You want your wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And we're gonna move through cat-cow to start. So as you exhale breath, you're gonna press into your hands, you're gonna round your back out, let your head drop, and draw your tailbone under. And then with an inhale breath, you'll reverse the curve. You're gonna drop your belly towards the mat, lift your gaze and lift your tailbone. Exhale breath, we're rounding out like a cat, arcing the back. And then inhale breath, coming into that cow position, letting the belly drop, lifting the gaze and the tailbone. And then you can just start to move a little bit faster if you want to. Just be really mindful of the postures, flowing in and out of flexion and extension. Exhale breath, we round. Inhale breath, we open. Let your heart shine forward. One more round. Exhale breath, round out. And then inhale breath. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Good. Coming back to a neutral spine. Now we'll move into child's resting pose. So you can take your knees wide to the edges of your mat. Bring your big toes together to touch. Let your hips sink back towards your heels. And then a few options. You can stack your fists and rest your forehead down. Or you can extend your arms out in front and place your forehead right down onto your mat. Or maybe you have that prop and you can bring the mat up to you with the prop. If you do have any knee stuff going on, I know they're kind of a gentle thing, you can always take blankets and put them in here, or you can just stay higher up and let your head drop down towards the mat or onto the prop or your fists. When you get there, just close your eyes. Feel your body settle back. And just take a nice big inhale breath in through your nostrils. And as you exhale, just let it out through your mouth. Good. Let's come forward onto all fours again. Just let your knees again come parallel. And then you can take your right foot out to the side and just heel toe it up to the left, coming into a kneeling lunge. So you want to make sure that the toes pointed straight ahead, the knee and ankle are stacked right on top of each other. You can place your hands on your knee to start. And then with the back leg, you can keep the toes tucked under, or you can place the top of the foot down. And as well, again, if you need any support for your knee, you can always fold your mat over, or you could use a blanket or a pillow underneath your knee. So just setting up the legs here. If you'd like to add on some arms, you can just reach your arms overhead. And then just breathing here. Great. As you exhale, we'll take the hands back down to the knee. You can take your left hand across to your right knee, just the outside of it. You can take your right hand to your low back, and then we're twisting very gently towards that bent leg. So with twists, you want to be really mindful that you're drawing your core in, you're twisting. If you are pregnant, you can avoid the twist with the navel and just twist more up into the shoulders rather than deep into the core. Great, coming back to center. We'll release our hands down. You can just draw your right foot back, and then we'll step that left foot forward and just heel toe it up to the front. So again, same alignment, knees stacked right over top the ankle, toes are pointing straight ahead. The back leg can use support under your knee, tuck the toes under or plant the top of the foot down. Both hands can rest on your knee to start. You want to try to have your shoulders stacked over top your hips as well. And then staying here, or inhale breath, reaching the arms overhead. And then come back to your breath. Good. Adding on that twist, we'll take our hands back to the knee. Right hand comes across to the left knee, left hand to the low back, and then engage through the navel and twist. And then inhale, breath, come back to center. Can release your hands down. Draw that left foot back. From here, I'll leave you with an option. You can take cat-cow, so rounding out the back, extending the heart forward. You can move into child's pose with the knees nice and wide, big toes coming together to touch, letting the hips sink back towards the heels. Or if you have a practice in yoga and you are comfortable in downward dog, you can always move there as well. Just take a few breaths here.
Pam, we can really see you when you lie down.
I'll maybe switch here 1 sec. I'll move so you can see more of my kids' toys and more of my body. That better?
Yes.
Okay, so coming back to all fours again, we're gonna come into that kneeling lunge again. So you can take your right foot up to the top of the mat. We're gonna add on a nice just side bend to lengthen the side body. So just set up your legs and then inhale breath. You're gonna reach your left arm into the air now. Grow really tall through the side body. And then as you exhale, you can lengthen towards that front bent leg. Great, come back to center. This time to switch legs, we're gonna step up to the top of the mat. So again, just lift up the back leg, bring your left foot up to meet your right foot at the top of the mat. The feet can be about sit bone distance apart, and then just allow your body to hang over top your legs in a forward fold. You can bend your knees a little bit so that you're not feeling too much through your hamstrings and through your low back. You can always use the props to bring the floor up to you if you need to. So bringing maybe the blanket or pillow down if you need to, and then just allowing your head to hang. Good. Inhale, just lift halfway up. We'll bend the knees. You can step your right foot back now, just placing the knee down so the left foot is in front, coming into that kneeling lunge. And we'll come into the side bend, so reaching the right arm into the air, and then as you exhale, just lengthening over with the side body. I know it's not always easy to do yoga over a computer, but it's still beautiful. So we're really lengthening. You might feel it through your intercostals, maybe a little bit through your hip. Great, inhale, breath, come back up. You can release the hands down. Again, we'll step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, just lengthen out. And then as you exhale, fold. Bend your knees a little bit so you can really let your upper body hang heavy over your legs. You can bring your hands, clasp them around your elbows, and then just allow the body to fold. Then let your arms release. Inhale, breath, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Let's just reach our arms overhead. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down to your side. One more time. Inhale, breath, reach the arms overhead. And then exhale, bring them down. Just take a nice shoulder opener for the arms so you can bring them out to the sides in a T position. And you're gonna thread your arms across. So the right arm's gonna go under the left, and then you can hold on to your shoulders. Let your elbows lift up as the shoulders drop. Just give yourself a bit of a hug. You can breathe some space in between your shoulder blades. And then we'll release the arms and just the other way, just to keep that even. Left arm underneath the right. Release the arms and take them down by your side. We'll take one balancing posture. So we'll take tree pose. So you can come to a standing position on your mat. So a few options. We're going to start by grounding into our right leg. So the left leg, it can come and just plant beside the right with the toes still on the mat. You could take it below the knee. If you're comfortable, you could always use your hand and bring it up above the knee. If you want, and you can use a wall, or you could hold on to a chair, or whatever kind of support you need. Then just get really steady through your right leg. You could bring your hands into prayer position, or you could take your arms out to the side. Just find a gazing point for your eyes. And wherever you are, just be there. Feel the strength of your leg. Good. As you exhale, release your arms first, and then you can release your leg without thinking about it too much. Just step into your left foot. Try to find the same place with your right foot as you did on the other side. Hands can go in prayer, or arms could be out to the side. You're using support, that's beautiful too. Great, exhale, release the arms, and then release the leg. Good. Just step into your feet, inhale, breath, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, we'll fold the body forward, bend into your knees, let your fingers touch, and then just step your feet back. We'll come onto all fours, and then from there you can just come around to lie onto your back. So when you're on your back, however you need to get there, if you're pregnant, go onto your side first, or you can just leave this position out and rest on your side. For others, you can draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a little bit of a hug. Just add on a really gentle twist here. So you can plant your feet into your mat. Just lift up your hips slightly, draw your right hip underneath your left into the center of your mat. And then you can bring your legs over to the right side. The arms can be extended out in a T position. If you're short on room, you can always bend into the elbows into cactus arms. So either T position with the arms, or you can bend up and have cactus arms lying on your back. And our legs are over onto our right side. So the left leg's on top. And then just breathe here, let your eyes close if that's comfortable and safe to do so. And then just bring your legs back to center. Just adjust. So now lift up the hips, the left hip moves to the center, and the legs go over to the left side. Great, just bring the legs back to center. Give yourself a hug again, just wrap your arms around your legs, hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe just rock side to side onto your low back. And then we'll set up just to close our practice, setting up for Shavasana. So just resting pose. The most important posture of our practice. So on your back here, a few options for the legs. If you do have low back tenderness or any injuries there, you can bring your knees bent. So you'll take your feet out to the edges of your mat and then let your knees meet in the middle like a teepee or an upside down V. For others, you can extend your legs straight out in front, bring them towards the edges of your mat, and then just allow your feet to fall out to the side. All of us, our arms will be slightly away from your body with the palms opening up towards the sky. If you need to, you can just lift up through the shoulders, let the shoulder blades slide underneath your back, just like two hands supporting you, holding your heart. And then the eyes are closed. Just make sure that your neck is neutral, your head's not kinked in any way. And just as we started, we'll finish those full breaths, just releasing anything that's still stagnant in our bodies. So nice big inhale breath through your nostrils. And as you exhale, just let it go through your mouth. One more inhale breath. Just let your body be heavy into the earth. Just give you a few moments here to rest. If you do have some extra time, you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you wish. We are at the 30-minute mark, just so you are aware. Just for anyone else or anyone who's ready to close their practice, you can draw some nice big inhale breaths back into your body. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe you reach your arms overhead for a full body stretch. And then you can just draw your knees in towards your chest and move on to one side in fetal position. And from there, you can use your hands to press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And just draw your hands into heart center. Just bring to mind one thing that you're grateful for. And thank you for joining me again. Thank you, Fabiana, for the opportunity. If anyone has any questions or anything about the practice or about yoga and meditation, feel free to drop a comment and I'll respond to it.
Okay, thank you so much, Pam. What a nice way for us to end the week and start the weekend. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you so much for doing that again.
Thank you.
And for everyone watching as a home and who joined this gentle yoga class, thank you so much for being here with us. And just a reminder that all the Facebook Live sessions have been recorded and they are available on our website and you can watch on CanadianPremies.org. There's a variety of topics and that I talk to neonatologists, researchers, social workers, NICU parents. So there is a topic for pretty much everyone there. And also a reminder that every Wednesday, 1 p.m., Kate Robson, who is a therapist and also a mom of 2 preemie girls, is hosting a real-time peer support group here on Facebook. And to join her group, you can join the Canadian Preemie Parent Support Group, which is our private group here on Facebook as well, that is dedicated only for NICU parents. So thank you very much, and I see you next Friday. Have a lovely weekend, everyone. Thank you.